The comment lasted 5 seconds. The damage lasted years. My name is Daniel, I'm 35, structural engineer. Good at solving problems, terrible at confronting people. That weakness nearly cost me my future. My girlfriend Claire and I had been together for 5 years. Most people thought we were the perfect couple. Even I thought that, for a while. Claire was confident, organized, outgoing, the kind of person who could walk into a room full of strangers and leave with 20 new friends. I wasn't like that. I preferred blueprints to parties. Quiet dinners over networking events. At first, our differences balanced each other. Later, they became something else. Without noticing, I slowly handed over pieces of my life. Small things, then bigger things, then everything. Claire chose restaurants, vacations, furniture, friends, even clothes. Whenever I disagreed, she'd laugh and say, "Trust me, I know better." Most of the time I let it go because arguing felt exhausting. Then came the promotion. The promotion was everything I'd worked toward. Lead engineer, European headquarters, 2-year assignment, huge salary increase, career-changing opportunity. When my boss offered it, I called Claire immediately. I expected excitement, maybe celebration. Instead, she frowned. "Europe, yeah, for 2 years, that's the assignment." She opened her laptop. "Okay, we'll need a bigger apartment." I blinked. Obviously. For 20 minutes she talked about her plans, not mine, hers. Then I said something simple. "I might go alone for the first few months." She laughed, actually laughed. Then came the sentence. "Daniel, you'd crumble without me." Silence. She kept talking, but I barely heard another word because for the first time, I wondered if she genuinely believed that. And worse, a small part of me wondered if she was right. That night I couldn't sleep. Not because I was angry, because I was embarrassed. I replayed the last few years, every decision Claire made for me, every argument I avoided, every time I surrendered because it was easier. She hadn't taken control overnight. I had given it away, piece by piece. That realization hurt because it was true. The next morning I accepted the promotion, and for the first time in years, I made a decision without asking Claire. I didn't tell anyone, not even my friends. I started seeing a therapist, twice a week. The first session lasted 10 minutes before she asked, "Why are you afraid of disappointing people?" I laughed, then spent the next 40 minutes trying not to cry because she was right. Every major decision in my life had been shaped by one question: how do I avoid conflict? That strategy had built a peaceful life, and a miserable one. A month later, I discovered something unexpected. Claire wasn't thriving, she was drowning. Credit card debt, personal loans, financing luxury purchases, living far beyond her means, nothing catastrophic but enough to explain something. Europe wasn't her dream, it was her escape plan. Suddenly the situation looked different, not evil, not manipulative, desperate. For the first time I felt sorry for her, and that made everything harder. I could have disappeared, changed numbers, ended the lease, left secretly. Instead I invited her to dinner. One conversation, one chance, no yelling, no insults, no revenge speech. Just honesty. "I'm taking the promotion." She smiled. "I know. I'm going alone." The smile disappeared, "and we're ending this relationship." Silence, then disbelief, then anger, then tears, then bargaining. All in under 10 minutes. "You can't do this." "I already did." "After everything I've done for you?" I nodded. That sentence told me everything. Because healthy relationships don't keep score, leaving wasn't cinematic, no dramatic airport scene. No shouting, no final chase, just an ordinary Tuesday. One suitcase, one boarding pass, one chapter ending. I thought freedom would feel amazing, instead it felt terrifying. For months I struggled. I ate terrible food, forgot appointments, missed deadlines, wore mismatched clothes. Turns out Claire had been right about one thing. I really had become dependent. Not because she made me weak, because I'd stopped exercising independence. And rebuilding that muscle took time. Lots of time. 3 months later, HR called me. "Daniel, we received a strange call." My stomach dropped. "What kind of call?" "A woman claiming your father had suffered a medical emergency." My heart stopped. Then HR continued. "We contacted your family." I froze. "My father's fine." That's what we discovered. The woman was Claire. She tried to obtain my contact information, my address, my flight details, everything. And for the first time, I wasn't sad, I was done, completely done. 6 months later, I received an email, not from Claire, from a debt counselor. Apparently, she'd listed me as a personal reference years earlier. The counselor attached documents by mistake. I shouldn't have read them, but I did. What I found surprised me. Claire had sold expensive designer items, paid off debt, started therapy, downsized her apartment, changed jobs. She was rebuilding her life. The same way I was rebuilding mine. Ending 1 year later. Daniel Conference, Key Lei City, Aya. Coffee shop main, Claire Milty High. Is bar wo pale Wally Claire Nahai Thai. No designer clothes, no arrogance, no confidence, no smirk. She walked toward my table, hesitantly, like someone approaching a stranger. Daniel, I looked up. For a second, I barely recognized her. Claire, she smiled awkwardly. Can I sit? I nodded. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then she quietly said, I owe you an apology. I said nothing. She looked down. I spent years convincing myself I was helping you. A pause, but the truth is, I liked feeling needed. Another pause, and when you left, she laughed bitterly. I found out I wasn't nearly as important as I thought. For the first time since meeting her, she looked embarrassed, actually embarrassed. Then she asked, Do you ever regret leaving? I smiled. No, her eyes dropped immediately. Not because I wanted to hurt her, because she already knew the answer. Then she asked one final question. Are you happy? I thought about my apartment in Zurich, my friends, my career, my life. Then I nodded. Yeah. A long silence followed. Then Claire smiled sadly. Good. She stood, grabbed her coat. Before leaving, she looked back and said, You know, I really thought you'd crumble without me. I couldn't help laughing. Then I replied. So did I, she smiled. But this time there was no arrogance behind it, only regret. And for the first time, I realized something. The promotion wasn't the best thing that happened to me. Leaving was. Then she walked out of the cafe. Alone, and unlike before, I didn't watch her leave. I went back to work.